If you're just joining us, I'm Tim Barkley with Charleston Home Design magazine, and I want to thank you for listening to Talking About a Home show on the radio. Now we're talking with Joe Rigsby with AGM Imports. How you doing, Joe?
I'm doing well. Thank you, Tim.
Good. Joe, take a moment and tell everybody about AGM Imports.
We are a wholesale distributor of natural stone slabs that we import from around the world, being limestone, travertine, marble, granite, and soapstone.
Gotcha. So AGM Imports, you folks import the stone that ultimately becomes countertops and vanity tops in your bathroom, maybe shower surrounds or fireplace surrounds.
Exactly.
I'm sure there's
multiple uses.
Lots of other areas
People
too.
can be very creative.
Right. And where around the world does AGM import natural stone from?
Primary resources go from South America, from Brazil, Italy, some of the Scandinavian regions, Turkey, etc., India as well.
And kind of describe what how that stone comes to AGM Imports. It comes in a slab form. Describe what a slab looks like.
A slab is roughly 1.25 inches in thickness by roughly 6 feet tall, between 9 and 10 feet long.
Mm-hmm. So similar, a little bit bigger than like a sheet of plywood.
A little bit bigger, yes.
Right. And you said it's about 1.25 inches thick?
That's the industry standard, which is it's called a 3 centimeter. It's 1.25 inches in thickness.
Gotcha. And so when a customer comes and visits AGM Imports, what will they see?
A diverse variety of material. The world. Currently in our warehouse in Charleston, we have approximately 270 different varieties of stone.
When you walk into the AGM Imports warehouse, do homeowners sometimes feel a little overwhelmed because you're looking at just rows and rows? How many different slabs?
Well, there's about 270 different slabs. As I alluded to earlier, either being an onyx, maybe perhaps from Pakistan, even to some homegrown materials from the United States, which we are currently offering 3 different varieties of marble from Georgia. Some from Alabama and Colorado, as well as some granite that we actually import from Virginia, and then some other North American stones from Canada as well.
Why is it a good idea to visit a wholesaler like AGM when you're looking at some new countertops or using natural stone in your house?
I would say 50% of our clients, when they come to visit us, either have a design idea in mind already, either through doing the research, looking through periodicals such as yourself, online, and or perhaps working with a designer. The remaining 50% are a clean slate. They'll come in with a broad spectrum of ideas as to what they want to go with, and because it is a natural product coming from the earth, even though we will import similar slabs of the same name, because it is a natural product, you're going to have a diverse variety. So it's important to hand select the material that you're going to be utilizing in your home. Mm-hmm.
Because when you visit, ultimately you'll end up hiring a fabricator, which is a person in a company that will go out and measure the space, and they'll cut the slab exactly to fit the need. But oftentimes, if you go to that fabricator, you're going to be looking at small samples versus the large format slab that you can see at AGM.
That can be the overwhelming part for the client is looking at a rather large feature and condensing their field of view into the application that they're going to be utilizing, whether it be countertop purpose, fireplace, even for flooring options that these slabs are even used for from time to time as well.
And the difference is when you are talking with your fabricator, and ultimately that's the company that will cut the granite or the marble or whatever stone it is to fit. The fabricator will give you the total price, the price to cut the material, and then also the price of the material itself. Whereas if they they ask you for a price on a slab, AGM Imports typically doesn't quote.
Well, that's why we're the wholesale supplier. The labor that's involved with the project and the cost for that's immediately going to come from the contractor that they hire to do the project for them. We spend a lot of time and effort just allocating this material around the world, and then the effort to actually bring it to Charleston and our other warehouses in the southeast. From that point, we are happy to assist the contractor, being the fabricator and or their client, in the selection of that stone. As far as we can give somewhat price ranges through our star system, which is how we kind of help direct customers through our showroom and warehouse. But the ultimate price does directly come from the fabricator. But we can guide them through a series of materials that may fit their budget needs as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was going to ask you, like, how do you steer a customer at AGM Imports without giving them the exact price of a slab? How somebody might pick out some rare stone that is completely out of their budget, and how do you steer them to what is that fits their budget?
Right. If they come in and having already previously met with a fabricator and they have a general idea, as most clients do, they have a general idea of what they want to spend on their home, either that being a remodel project or a new construction project. Especially in new construction, they have a certain budget for what they want to do their whole home price for. They a lot of times come in and they will give us a set of monetary figures that they want to stick with, and we walk them through those specific selections that may or may not adhere to that price range. But then again, we want to expose them to all the materials that we have to offer as well, because something that may be definitively in that price range, there may be something very similar for not much more of a fee as well. So we definitely try to expose them to everything we have in there, and do our best to walk the client through all the selections that we have.
What would be a few examples of like, let's say somebody was looking to redo their kitchen, but they might be selling their house in a year or two, so they don't want to splurge, and so they're looking for they want granite, but they just don't want to buy the top of the line. What would be a budget? What types of granite would be budget oriented for that person?
We range, as far as price ranges go, with our materials on a star system. So we have what are called a one-star series, which you'll find being a very common material that, with the popularity of natural stone, you will see on your Lowe's or Home Depot shelf as well. They offer this variety. And then a slight step up from that, we have in the 2-star price range, which most clients that come in stay in a 3-star and below. But again, we try to walk them through the process as best as we can and direct as best as we can, but definitely not to navigate toward a certain stone or price range. Just kind of let the client walk through completely.
And what determines a 5-star stone versus a 1-star stone?
That's definitely a good question, and one I get proposed to me with almost every client visit. Basically, in short, it's what we pay for the material. But our cost is relegated by about how rare that material is. We have a Calcutta gold slab, which is a very popular material. It's very designer driven as well. It's a very elegant material. The current slab that we are warehousing right now, we actually have as our only 5-star material. And what determines that is the overall design of that material, that we only see that pattern, the color variation, which is a true determination of that material, maybe every 18 to 24 months. And basically the suppliers that we buy it from, being the foreign markets, know they have a material that's in high desire. So these existing slabs were actually used in the sister slabs of this Calcutta gold, excuse me, were actually used in the Freedom Towers in New York City. So that will determine to you how rare some of this material can be, and our ability to import some of this rare material from around the world and expose it to a market such as Charleston is one we're proud to do.
With regards to natural stone, you hear that word, the word movement, a lot. Describe what that means as it relates to natural stone.
Movement would be the subtle variation of colors and patterns that flow through the material. Some material can be completely absent of color and movement. It can be a solid monochromatic color, such as a black or a green or a brown. And then you may have some variation in pattern, which could be a very tight pattern. A lot of clients are looking for that movement. Left to right, horizontal, vertical, swooping patterns that once cut to size in your kitchen will really draw your eyes to aesthetic lines that are moving throughout.
Mm-hmm. What's more popular, stone with movement or that solid?
Definitely
monochromatic?
with movement, and with the high demand for marble these days that they're being used in the kitchen. So we definitely work very diligently to bring in marble from around the world with diverse price points as well.
In the kitchen, marble in the kitchen.
Kitchen.
And usually you folks steer people to use marble in the bathroom because it's a softer material?
We do our best to educate the customers what to expect from that material. Marble being a slightly softer substance than a granite. Granite being the second most dense material, natural material other than a diamond. But marble being a softer material, we definitely educate that customer so they know the ins and outs and the pros and cons of what to expect out of the performance of that material.
Well, how can folks get in touch with AGM Imports?
They can come see us. We're located in North Charleston. Our address is 4250 Scott Street, and that is North Charleston, South Carolina. Or they can reach us on by phone at 747-0088 or visit us at agmimports.net.
And Scott Street, that's right off of Dorchester Road.
It's right off of Dorchester Road. We are equal distance from both I-26 and 526, so it's a quick commute from anywhere in town.
Good deal. All right. Well, we have been talking with Joe Rigsby with AGM Imports. Thanks so much, Joe.
Thank you, Tim.